Hey guys, Treyarch had Snapchatted an image today, and obviously it's the Moon biodome, and this is the remastered version for DLC 5. It looks really awesome, and I wanted to show like a side-by-side picture comparison of the biodome now and what it looks like from Black Ops 1. Might give us a little idea of what to expect for, you know, how they're gonna remaster and what the maps might look like. You can see that it's definitely got more of a blue tone to it. They've added some details. There's some antennas up there that normally aren't there, so they're adding a lot of finer details and changing some of the color scheme based on the improvements to the biodome on the right. You can only imagine what the inside of this is going to look like. It might even be unrecognizable. There's going to be all kinds of new stuff, hopefully, and yeah, it should be really beautiful. Another thing I wanted to talk about are some of the things they may or may not have to change, like the perk machines, the guns, and also the main Easter egg. One of the biggest changes from Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 is the slide maneuver. We've lost the dolphin dive, which eliminates the ability to use flopper. There's a very high probability that we're going to be sliding in these new remastered maps and not going to be doing any dolphin diving. I had a conversation with someone that is really knowledgeable about, like, you know, the mapping and animation that goes into zombies, and his name is Jaybird, and you guys may or may not know who that is. He basically said that the Black Ops 3 game engine has the dolphin dive deprecated, which means it's just not there, it doesn't exist. So if they were to create it, they would have to go in and make over 30 different gun animations for like that flopping that you see. Like when you go into the flop and you see your gun out in front of you, all that has to change and there has to be all new animation. The big question is now, what are they going to do with flopper? 4 out of the 8 maps that they're remastering originally have flopper in them. And on Moon, flopper exists in the biodome because if you're bouncing on those pads and you accidentally miss, it will protect you from the fall damage. You'll get downed without it. And you know there's going to be a ton of newbies that don't know how to use these bounce pads that are going to be getting killed, so they probably need the benefit of this flopper. And this is probably the most useful application for this perk on these 4 maps because it's not needed for like an Easter egg step or anything where they would absolutely have to put it in. But it does have a conflict with the sliding maneuver, so what are they going to do with this? Like, what's going to happen in the Moon biodome? Are they just going to let people die and not give them any kind of protection? I think it would be cool if you slide until you buy the flopper, and then once you have that perk on you, you're going to have the dolphin diving animation instead. But you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Maybe that's too difficult for them to do, maybe not. Another big question is, what are the weapons gonna be like? Are we gonna be getting Black Ops 3 weapons implemented into these maps, or are they gonna be porting over all of the Black Ops 1 weapons? My guess is that we're gonna be using Black Ops 3 weapons in all of these remastered maps, except for the weapons that have to be used for Easter eggs and that are absolutely necessary. And here's a picture of them right here. So on the left is the wave gun, which I'm really excited to see this return. It has to be in the game because it's a part of the main Easter egg. There's a part where you have to shoot an artifact ball off of a satellite by using this wave gun. The next one is the Gersh device, and I love this one. I know a lot of people do. It's like a black hole. You have to use this in the main Easter egg when you go back to Area 51 to collect some plate tiles. The next is called a QED. This is one of my favorite tacticals. This thing is full of surprises if you guys have ever used it, but you have to use this to teleport these plate tiles inside of the spawn area. The next is the death machine, which isn't a big surprise and not going to be hard for them to put this in, but you get this as a reward for completing the solo portion of the main Easter egg. And speaking about the main Easter egg, they may have to make some changes to it because originally there were these prerequisites that require you to complete the Call of the Dead main Easter egg and also the Shangri-La main Easter egg. After completing both of those, you could go over to Moon and complete the full Easter egg, but without doing those, you could only do half of the Easter egg. On Shangri-La, you would do the full Easter egg and go collect the focusing stone. It would show up in your inventory on the bottom right. Then when you went over to Call of the Dead, you would do that Easter egg and collect the golden rod. Then you could go over to Moon with a minimum of 2 players, and one of those players having completed the Shangri-La and Call of the Dead main Easter egg. There should be a player in the game that will be Richthofen, and that Richthofen player will have this golden rod on the bottom of their screen. And so that's the part that has to change. There is no Call of the Dead where we can go get a golden rod, so where are we going to pick this up at? Normally in Moon, you would have the golden rod on the bottom of the screen. Richthofen would have to put it between those tiles, talk to this computer, and then pick the golden rod back up. So what's it going to be like now? Are we going to still need Richthofen? Do we still need a minimum of 2 players? Hopefully not. Hopefully we can do this on solo now. Hopefully this golden rod situation will be a lot different than needing Call of the Dead main Easter egg. Obviously they have to change that. Another thing that I hope that they change is, you know, normally you have to have Richthofen pick up the golden rod and put it in the pyramid room. And then when he does that, he's the only one that gets all perks. And hopefully they'll change that where all players in the game receive all perks. Another interesting thing to think about are going to be the wall buys. Like, these are probably going to be Black Ops 3 weapons. So right here, instead of the Olympia, you're going to have the RK5 or the Shiva. And on the other end is normally the M14. So yeah, it's going to have to be one of those guns as well. But I am so excited to get to do a main Easter egg on a remastered Moon. Like, this is a dream come true. I've been thinking about this for like a year. Like, what if they remaster it? And it's finally happening. So this is going to be the first thing I do as soon as this map pack comes out. And if you guys have never played Moon or you just need a refresher, again, I've made a video about it, and on my website glitchingqueen.com you can go to tutorials. It's got a quick guide on there for you guys. But I hope this helped you out, and I'll see you next video.